अच्छा जी, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला सय्यदना व मौलाना Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi barik sallim wa salli alayhi. So today is the second part of our subject, the topic we started last week, 7 etiquettes of seeking a spouse. I think this is a very important subject because the question I get, subhanallah, boys don't know what to look in wife, girls don't know what to look in my husband, how to approach, what are the etiquettes, how to talk to someone, what to look. Today's subject is very important. Now, today's subject, 7 things you should have in you before you get married. 7 things to know before you get married. They are not 7. If you really see, there are loads, but of course, I can't take hours and hours in here because that's going to take so much time. I cut down so many things. Reason why? Because I don't want to go over 1 hour. So, inshallah, first, a few notes before we start this marriage topic. A few notes. No amount of advice can prepare you for marriage. It's just like no matter how much theory you give to someone, how to, basically, you're doing theory for driving. You don't go on the road, you want to know how to drive. When you face traffic, is different. No matter how much coaching you get for football, cricket, but you're not going to go on the pitch. You want to understand how to play properly. And the same goes with marriage as well. No matter how much counseling you do, no matter how much you learn from the person and you this and that, you ask questions, it's never going to prepare you properly unless you jump in marriage. Unless you get married to someone, this is when you will understand. Because everyone's situation is different. Everyone has different mindset. When people come to me and ask me questions, Imam Sahib, this is happening to me. Has that happened to anyone else? I said, yeah, it happened. But I can't give you the same advice. Why? Because husband fees were maybe more lower than yours. His anger level was little. Your anger level is different. Your age is different. Your wife is totally different. Family background different. Marriage is a battlefield. When you're going to get married, this is when you're going to find out it's a battlefield. How you deal with your husband, how you deal with your wife. Basically, you can say that marriage itself is a teacher. It's going to teach you. My uncle used to say, life is a teacher. Life is a very good teacher. It teaches you every day new things. Same goes, marriage will teach you different things. Why? Because you start living with someone else before you are living on your own. Marriage is an entirely different stage for both partners. It's less likely that you will find someone who's completely on the same page as you. This is something you have to build on. You have to work on. It's not like you're going to find someone, no, Imam Sahib, she is Allah, Subhanallah, Imam Sahib, I'm telling you, perfect. Perfect. Have you lived with her? No, I never lived with her. How do you know she's perfect? Because she look perfect. You're talking about look, or you're talking about her attitude and this? No, Imam Sahib, Imam Sahib, he is best. He's ticking all the boxes. So boxes are never going to be ticked until you start living under one roof. When you will have, sleepless nights, and you have to go to work 6 in the morning, and the baby's going to keep you awake till 2 a.m. This is when the stress level is going to go up. This is when you see where the patience level goes, how patient your husband actually was. Acha ji. However, chalo, theek hai, that's fine. I've scared you everything about that. There is no point. Again, that doesn't mean that you guys just go away. What's the point of learning that? No, you still learn though. Just to prepare yourself to get theory, and after that, inshallah, you jump in and you will know it. First, be ready for the commitment. According to marriage counselors, what they say, that commitment is an important skill that individuals must have before joining themselves with someone else in marriage. I want you to concentrate on 2 things. Commitment is a skill. Commitment is not something that is already in you. It's a skill you gotta build on. You gotta work on it. Commitment, like you have to be committed with that person. As you said, being committed to each other means you're both ready to go through hard times. You're ready to go through difficult times. Love is that. That's fine. I'm telling you, everyone nowadays is just talking about, Mom Sahib, I love him, I love her. I always say, Yar, why are you not getting ready for the hard times? Marriage is gonna be, it's difficult. It's not, those who are married, they know, and those who are kids, they know their parents. Every other day, I'm not gonna say they're fighting, but every other day is argument. Why the divorces are taking place then? Every other day, why the divorces are taking place? And most of the cases, you know what I do? I always ask them, was it love marriage or arranged marriage? All of them are love marriage. Most of them are love marriages. Nowadays, to be honest, no one really does arranged marriages nowadays. Yeah, they do go to the parents, they ask them. First they love someone, let's say they have seen someone in college, uni or wherever, then they go to the parents they jump in. This is how it become arranged. But actually it's love marriage. And after 2 years, and they are basically going to uni for years together. Uni 5 years. Once they start living together, within 1 year, divorce. This is when you really find out, because you are never committed with that person. You have to be committed with the person. Commitment helps you develop patience and discipline, which are key roles in any relationship. Either you are a worker, you're employee, employer, businessman. If you are committed with your employees, you are committed with your employers, you're committed to that business, anything you do, you're committed to, let's say you go gym, you're committed to, oh, I'm gonna do it. The times come, those who go gym, they know it. Time comes, you don't wanna go gym. You hate doing it. Those who run, I'm talking about 10K run, 80K run, like 2 to 3 times in a week. They know when time comes for running and the day is for running. You don't feel like going running, but you are, you know what? I want to go. I want to do it. This is called committed. You are your commitment with your wife is, that's lifetime commitment. SubhanAllah. Wife has to be committed with husband. Husband has to be committed with wife. That whenever hard time comes, yaar, I need to, support her. Whenever difficult days come, this is not Muslim mentality. With when good days going on, I'll be with my wife or with my husband. When hard days come, I'm not going to be with my wife or with my husband. And I get these questions like, Mom, my husband is going through some illnesses now. Can I take divorce? I'm having enough now. It's been 2 years. He's going through illness. I said, Sharia says, okay, that's fine. But if the same thing would happen to you, and he had left, then ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਛੋੜ ਦੇਣ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਆਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜਣੇ ਆਏ ਕਿਉਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ same goes in both sides. You have to be committed with your wife, committed with your husband. Now these things I'm talking about, not after marriage, before you prepare yourself. These things are coming. I have to stand with my wife. You know what wives really want? I'll tell you one thing. They want a strong pillar standing next to them. No matter how strong she is, maybe she's the prime minister of the country, no matter who she is, she wants her husband to be strong pillar standing next to her, so she can say, that's my husband. Husband ही काका बन के फिरता रहे नाल नाल. He doesn't even know anything. इधर जाना है, मैं कर लूँगा. Yaar, you go ask. I don't buy no jubbas or anything without asking my wife. हालांकि तू ही खरीदा ईद का जुब्बा नहीं ऑर्डर किया मेरा. मैं बहुत जुब्बे चीज ऑर्डर, because I know if I order something, she's not gonna like it, और सीधा भी नहीं जाना है. तो मैं टाइम ही वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ. तू यहाँ पे ऑर्डर कर दे यार. Why? So you have to be committed. This relationship is all about commitment with each other. All about commitment. Acha. So there may be times when you probably feel like you should not have married your partner, like I mentioned before. The time, it does come at a point. Those who are married, they know time comes when you think, yaar, aisa naal vyah karke to main siyapa hi baal hai. But this man, seriously, what happened to me that I got married to this man? What really happened to me that I'm married to this girl? It's not the girl, it's not the man, I'm telling you. It's that situation you're going through. Change your situation, everything will change. It was the same man you loved once. It's the same woman you loved once. And he used to care about you so much, she used to care about you so much. What happened that our time are here now and he doesn't care about you? Maybe you are doing something. We don't want to accept anything. Wife does not want to accept her faults. Man does not want to accept his fault. That's the reason. This is where some neutral person, some counselor, some imam, someone jumps in and says, actually it's your fault. Why? Because you remember, when you are fed up of someone, even though he says to you, read namaz, do anything good, you're not going to listen to him. Why? You got fed up of the person. This is where wife should take her husband to someone, or husband should take his wife to someone. Imam Sahib, you tell us who's on fault. Then that person will talk to both of you. Why? Okay, you tell me what you have been doing. Now you tell me what you are doing. Both come at the same time. Never come separate. Otherwise, months you will be going around and round in circle. You won't get nowhere. So whenever someone comes to me, I'm gonna sort out problems out. I said, no one can sort your problems out. No one can sort. Just like doctor, he cannot sort your wound out. He cannot cure your disease. Nothing. He can diagnose the disease, but disease का पता लगा सकता है. Then he will give you medicine. Then he will give you what? Cure. Cure basically, stay away from these things, and then you'll be okay. You go home. Now he's gonna say, go home and work on it. He has given you bandage everything, but you went home, you never put the bandage on. How the wound is going to be cured? It's never going to be. It's never going to be healed. Why? Because you never worked on it. So when you come to us, we always say, why? No, it's actually you. Girl is making that many mistakes and you making these mistakes. This is your fault because after work, that's fine, you have to work. You should be going to your family, not to your friends until 1 p.m., 1 a.m. And you need to stop going on hookah places. Girls. Yeah. And then they don't like what I tell them. I said, no, actually, this is what you both are doing and it's killing your relationship. Go home and work on it. You work on it, it'll be safe. You don't work on it, on your ways. But we can't do anything. Whenever someone fights, husband, wife, whenever something, you both have to look to what you actually are doing if you're a sensible person. Otherwise, go to someone who can tell you that, yeah, actually, this is what your faults are. Stop doing that. Love your partner's family. So when you marry a person, you're marrying them with their families. Son is going towards one family and daughter is going towards one family. Daughter-in-law, son-in-law. So one family is gaining son, other family is gaining what? Daughter. So you are marrying a person alongside their family's benefits, obligations, stresses, difficulties. Something happened to the wife's family. It's not like, no, you can't go to your father's house. And I get these phone calls. Mom said my father had a stroke. My husband said, you cannot leave this house. But why cannot? My all siblings are there. My father was saying, why doesn't let me go? Don't be heartless. But he goes to his family then. He's fine with that. So you can have your good relationship with your family, but you don't want her to have a relationship with her family. Can't do that. When you marry an individual, you are not actually marrying a person. You're actually marrying a whole family. When Eid comes, you have to go to their house. When some difficult time comes, you have to go to their house. You have to let your wife go. Actually, not wife go. You go. Take your wife there. Make a strong bond with them. So you must learn to get along with your new family members. This may be easy before marriage, but it may not be same after it. But before marriage, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. I'm meri thi. Ha jappa pawa tanu main. Ha addi soni meri thi. I meri one the chan labhi hai chan. And then as soon as they got married, uyo chan fir diya sap si. She was like a snake. She was like a snake, spitting all the time. Poison. Imam Sahib, this girl, seriously, the same problem goes towards the son-in-law as well. Before marriage, everything is nice with wife as well and with family members as well. As soon as you got married, after that things change. If you don't learn to get along with your partner's family, this may make the marriage more difficult for you, or it could be the end of the marriage. Happens. Girl found me. She said, my husband doesn't let me go back to my first husband's children. I have children from my first husband. They're 20 years old girls. And she was admitted in hospital. My husband said, you can't go to her. That before marriage, we decided and I told her that, look, this is what I need to do. And I've got other family as well. And he said, yeah, that's fine, that's okay. He doesn't let me go now. He said, no, you can't meet your family, or any family members at the back. He said, but he was committed to this though. He was agreed to this. Now he's saying, no, I want to take divorce. Just because of that. He said, because he doesn't let me. He broke the contract. So what shall I do? He doesn't let me meet my wife. Husband actually found as well. Husband said, my wife says, you cannot take my kids to your parents' house. And they both were here in my office. Both of them, they came. And he said, no. I was like, why can't you? And she said, it is guna. I said, of course it's guna. You don't let them go to their parents' house, but they can go to your house. They can meet their grandparents your side, but they cannot meet grandparents his side. And they both were separated. They were just about to give divorce. I told the girl, I said, why are you stopping your children going to his house? And that's the only problem man had. He said, why she doesn't let my kids go to my parents' house? 2 years, kids have never been to parents' house, grandparents' house. I said, you need to let them go, otherwise divorce is on the way. It's up to you, but you want to do it, you don't want to do it. That is sitting. He said, Imam Sahib, if she let my kids go to my parents' house, I'm not going to give divorce and I will live with her. So alhamdulillah, at the end they both started crying and they both went happily from that door. Alhamdulillah, that was really good. Acha ji, next. ensure you have realistic expectations. ਸਾਡੀਆਂ expectations ਬੜੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਚੰਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਆ, ਅਸਮਾਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਤਾਰੇ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਆ, ਹੈ ਫਰਾਰੀ ਤੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਣੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ, ਉਹ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ ਟੈਸਕੋ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਰਾਰੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵੇਗਾ, ਹੈ ਦੇਵੇਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ। ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਉਬਰ ਵੀ ਐਡੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਕੋ ਨਹੀਂ, ਟੈਕਸੀ ਵੀ ਕੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਐਡੇ ਪੈਸੇ। So ensure you have realistic expectations. So no matter how much you love your partner, they are not perfect. No one is perfect. Insan, they always committing sins, they always making mistake. Insan, the word insan, the word has come out from nasiya. Nasiya, the forgetfulness, the who forgets. That's the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Quran, the one of the name of the Quran is dhikr, which reminds you. So insan is nasiya, you forget, come back to Quran, Quran will remind you. Keep forgetting, keep coming back to Quran, keep forgetting, keep coming back to Quran. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Kullu buni adama khata'un. Every son of Adam is khatakar, make mistake. Khairul khata'in at-tawwabun. But the best amongst all those who make mistakes are at-tawwabun. Those who, as soon they realize they made mistake, they go to Allah and they ask forgiveness from the bottom of their heart. You can't walk into a marriage thinking you have a perfect person as a partner. That's the biggest, a dhoka, a fraud you are giving to yourself. That person is not perfect. Your wife is not perfect. Your husband is not perfect. So this won't help you create a realistic understanding of them before marrying. Learn to create realistic expectations in different situations. What are those expectations? Name some expectations. So normally husband always expects from wife, or wife expects from husbands. He's going to take me on holidays every year. Look at your husband's pocket. He's going to take me on Umrah every year. Yeah, I do get these complaints. Imam Sabi said, it's been a year now, we haven't been to holidays. Now look at his, the money he's earning. One, I got a phone call, and he said, I live in this city, I don't want to mention the city, and her parents live in some other city, I don't even have a car, and she married to me, and she knows I'm saving money for a house, but she says, I'm not gonna eat food from your mom's hand. Whatever she makes, I want takeaway every day. Said, Mom Sab, every day 10 to 15 pounds I have to spend on takeaway. Why? She doesn't understand I need to save money for that, for our house. Plus every week she wants me to take her on the train to her parents' house. I'm trying to save money for both of us. Why she's doing this? Expectations, realistic expectations. Your husband is not earning much money. Okay, that's fine. You go out, but go something like different city. Go Wales. Bring your expectations down with your husband. Bring your expectation down with your wife. Your wife doesn't make food good. That's it. You cannot compare your wife with your mom then. Your mom is making really good food, but your wife doesn't make good food. You're supposed to know these things. Why? Because you was with her before marriage, and she probably told you, no, I don't like making food. You have to be good with this then. Maybe help her, maybe take her to your parents. Why? Learn a little bit, maybe. Or whenever she make food, just do tarif. Don't say to her like, यार तू खाना बनाया, ये खाना बना दिया, जाओ अपने बना ले फिर जाओ, मैं तो बनाना भी कौन नहीं, यार ज़हर तुम दे दिया मैं। Expectations according to your wife level. Expectations according to husband. Where problems start. Very important. Where problem starts. When you start comparing your wives with your friend's wives or with someone else's wife. And when you start comparing your husbands with someone else's husband. इतने अच्छे हैं वो, दरवाजा भी ठीक कर लेते हैं, पंखा भी खुद ही ठीक करते हैं। उनके हस्बैंड देखे, उनकी वाइफ भी तो खाना काटा थोड़ा बना दी है। So expectations are very important. Your husband forgets every time your anniversary. It's not in his control. Why you want to fight with him then? Just bring the expectation that last time he did, this time he did. Every anniversary you're going to fight with him. Where is that going to go? Do you know these things? To be honest, I don't think you know. On anniversaries and birthdays, many divorces happen. Many divorces take place on birthdays and anniversaries. Anniversary, he forgot my anniversary date. Now what happened? Wife was like, why you forgot my date? Now the things are not going to stay there. Shaitan already knew this going to happen. So he's going to say, oh, teri mami anji si. Your mother was like that. Yeah, but the day you came. So that they forgot now anniversary now they started talking about what happened in the past. Shaitan is not going to stop that. And then when they give divorce, when they come to me, I said, go back, Qasam, go back and think where fight started. Where it starts, everything started. And it's a very tiny thing. Maybe there was more salt in handi and it went all the way to generations. Maybe it was on televisions, you change the television channel And from there, oh no, you doing this. Yeah, your mom never used to listen to you. Yeah, your father was saying to you. Yeah, your brothers. Yeah, you remember your brother came to my house and what happened? Started from television, went all don't know where, and then utti tulaka. Do you know where he started? Shaitan was there in the room. He wanted to just escalate all that problems. He created the problem. He knew anniversary is coming. What you can do is, chalo theek hai, my husband forgot. I'll remind him, I'll remind her. But that day, you could have gone out, you could have done so many things. Just because you listen to Shaitan, that's what always happens. Shaitan always look for a weak point, remember. If husband is in a weak, then he goes to wife. Wife is in a weak, then he goes to husband. He knows who's weak. So may Allah subhanahu give a tawfiq to stay away from this devil Shaitan who breaks our marriages. Also understand that there will be times when they will meet your expectations. Yes, sometimes they meet your expectations, alhamdulillah, but do not expect every time they're going to meet your expectations. A tomato layo, or something, milk, and he comes home and he does it, oh, I forgot. You always do this. You always do this. That's fine. And husband should be understanding as well. That okay, that's fine. You know what? I came home, you asked me, I'm gonna go out. It's not like, oh, I'm tired, I'm maran lage hain, main panji te pain laga, main news takhni hai, Imran Khan niklan laga hai, ya PTI ye hogi, ya Nawaz Sharif chala gaya idhar. So you need to understand that your wife is not wrong. What she's saying, you need to understand that every time you cannot just forget things. You will both change. Aye. Indeed, you should not marry someone thinking you can change them. You know, like mothers, the son is vaping, smoking, drinking. Zamane da pada muda. Ida vyah kara deo. Pure aap hi take kar levegi. The girl will sort my son out. You are mother. You could sort your son out. Why are you throwing all this mess on the bichari, that girl? He's drinking, he's doing everything, and you want a girl, but the girl they want, she has to be 5 times prayer and she cover herself, everything but a mura apna dunya da sara pada mura. Drinks, doing all the sort of things, and no, you shouldn't do that. You don't marry each other thinking I will change her or I will change him. You both have to change for each other. Slowly you have to bring change for her, for him. Everyone thinks I am perfect. That's the reason I say always go to some neutral person, not your parents. Don't go to your parents. I know parents don't like me when I say that. Because parents' natural instinct is they will take somehow that son's side. He is not making no mistake. And the girls, if you go to girls' parents, they're going to take, automatically they will take their daughter's side. According to marriage counselors, what marriage counselors say, they say one of the things you will change is how you communicate. You will learn to communicate with your partner in ways that are not natural to you. You never used to talk to your parents like that. You never used to talk to your friends like that. You are not used to talking to anyone like that. But now you got wife. She understands things from different way. The way you trying to make her understand, she's not listening. You have to find ways to, convey your message into your wife's mind. That look, this is what it is I'm trying to tell you. Then slowly, next day, oh yeah, last time when I told her, and she understood. You are screaming, and this girl never heard all the screaming before. The family she has come from is very soft spoken, and you are always screaming your whole family. And she's like, why are you screaming? Why don't you just talk to me nicely? And you're like, oh, but because I'm never used to talking. Now you need to get used to that. Right? Okay, now make someone understand. Let's go on holiday somewhere. That will make something understanding. Oh, let's go for a drive. Let's go on coffee shop. She just want to get out from the house and then she want to listen to you. Find ways to communicate with your wife. Remember, every person understands different language, different way of language. Not all of you are different. That's the reason it says when you are doing lecture, the lecture is not for everyone. His lecture is mainly for few people who are sitting there. That's going proper in. Some people they say, you are wasting your time. Some people say, that was the best. I never heard this from anyone. Yeah, the way you spoke is amazing. No, because you understand this way. Some people, they don't understand that way. You have to learn how to communicate and what way your wife understands and what way your husband understands. You have to find the way, and that takes time, I'm telling you. It's not going to happen within a week. You know why people give up and divorces happen first 1 year, 2 years? Because first 3 to 4 years, I tell you, it takes time to understand her habits, ways, when she wake up, when she doesn't wake up. जैसे ना पत्थर होते हैं उसके कोने निकले होते हैं. Then it becomes slowly it gets round, up around. वो सारे खत्म हो जाते हैं उसके। मेरा अब्बा क्या करता था, वो कहते थे कि राउंड पत्थर को किसे पूछा, राउंड पेबल, कि तुम इतने राउंड क्यों, उन्हें आज जमाने ने ठुड्डे मार मार कर मन गोल कर देता है। This is how you become proper, because your edges, your sharp edges, slowly with difficult situations, you will start learning the patience with your wife, communication level with your wife, screaming, everything. A time will come, you will say, she's always screaming. Whenever she starts screaming, you're, acha, chal, theek hai na, okay, I understand, theek hai, that's fine. What did you want then? When you get to this level, I'm telling you, no fights happen. Why? Because she says, he doesn't even, respond to anything. And they both calm down. This is when the calmness starts. This is when the beauty of marriage starts, but that takes few years. We give up before that. We have no patience in our boss. First, you try to create the relationship, understand her or understand him. Then you see, it's been like 5-7 years now. It's 8 years. Still same thing going on. Still he's still doubting. Still I'm doubting. I don't think we can live together. But now within a few months, within a year, within 2 years, no, you have to give time to your relationship. First, know your deal breakers and essentials. This is very important. Now, in marriage, it's important to understand that what is important to you may not be as important to your partner. Therefore, it is important that the differences are discussed as a couple so that you can come to an understanding of these differences. So in marriage, before marriage, let's say, there are many things very important to you. Like car has to be this way, house has to be this way, like my wallpaper on my room has to be this way. But your wife doesn't want that way. For that, you have to sit down with your wife beforehand and look, this is where I want to live. Financial stability. Who's going to work? Or is it 50-50? There's no 50-50 in Islam. But total with mutual understanding, whatever you want, what we're going to do. Next one is where you plan to live. Like one girl found me, she said, boy lives in Manchester. We both get along very good. We both love each other. We go to uni together. His parents are ready, taking me as a daughter-in-law. But my mother, my father is fine as well. But my mother, my own mother, biological mother, saying, "नहीं, जब तक London move नहीं होने लगा, ऐसा कार नहीं लेने लगा, मैं तेरा ब्याह नहीं कराना. I don't want you to go to Manchester, so far from us. I want him to buy a house in London. Then I'm going to make them marry each other. Otherwise, the marriage is gone, and he has to buy a house within 2 years. And the guy goes uni. ये तो ना ब्याह करने को गल्लां हो गईयां फिर. रहने दियो, फिर उन्हें पाई रहने दियो. Lara भी नहीं ना उन्हें रहने दियो. Who can buy a house in 2 years? Uni student in London. Like you first you sit down and talk about these things. Where you gonna live? Are you gonna move to a different country? Who's gonna work? Where are you gonna work? And how far are you going? How long are you gonna stay away from family members as well? Are you gonna go to a different country? Divorces happen that way as well. That he works in a different country, comes back after 6 months. Wife doesn't like that. And this is when all the problems start. Imam Sabi, he's gone all the way there for 6 months, 7 months. I don't want that. He can earn money, but stay with us as well. Come home every day or after 2 days, 3 days. All these things you have to talk about. Children, family. Are we going to live together in one house? And that's the main problem. Imam Sahib, he said to me, yes, we will live separately, but when I got married, he said, no, actually, I'm just going through a little bit problem, financially going through problem. So let's live with my parents. Then after that, we'll move to our house. So you know the girl I mentioned before, who said, I'm not going to eat any food, whatever the mom is going to make. Actually, this is what the term was, that we're both going to live together in separate house. But when they both got moved into husband's parents' house, she said, I'm not going to come down to say even salam to my mother now. The husband anyway, she said, she doesn't even come down, Imam Sahib, until I don't come home. I come at 6 p.m. This is when she comes down. And she said, now go on our takeaway. Of course, this probably going to, because she's well angry, because whatever you was committed to, you agreed upon, and now you are changing the contract. No. First of all, before all that, talk about all these things. Your medical checks. I always say, check his history. His credit checks, the criminal record, CRB. It's so important. You guys don't know seriously. Actually, one of our family member, they got married. Now they want to buy a house. Of course, they want you to apply for mortgage. Now they want you to buy a house, apply mortgage. The wife's name is done. Husband name, he done some fraud with the bank, that we can't give you mortgage. Next 15 years, that's going to stay on in CRB. DBS form, and if we can't buy a house for the next 15 years, you have to stay on rent now. Wife is well angry, and they are just like going through all of these problems. And our all money's gonna go to waste. Rents are not easy. One just got one of our very not close, but one of our family members, she was about to get married, and they checked everything. I'm telling you, they really don't, believe online all these meetings, and they never met. They met online. Both after the family went, they checked everything. The guy's Hafiz, his father is Imam, and he said, I'm on a very good wage. But after that, when they were applying for house, he gave his wage slips to wife. The wife's father, when he checked all the wage slips and took it to bank said it's a fake wage slips. Fake, all the fake. And then after that, when they did his credit checks, the boy's credit checks, it was actually fraudster. £40,000 in debt. £40,000 in debt. What? Who is Hafiz Saab? Yes, Hafiz. He Hafiz. 40,000 debt. What he does is a drug dealer. But you know when they found out? 1 week before the marriage. Just 1 week before. Everything is done. They're given cards, everything. Subhanallah. 1 week before they found out. And they said, Alhamdulillah, still we are saved now. If we are found out after, then what? Abbaji's Imam himself is Hafiz. Can you even believe him? Think about that he's going to be fraudster. And then after they found out that this was happening, actually he's in debt and something. So all these, you should know your deals, your whatever the requirements you have, you go and ask them beforehand that this is what I need. Make sure they are there. If not, then of course we cannot live together. 6. There is no longer me. It's me and you. Us. On Bivi tha naal husband me. Before you could come home whenever you want to. Before you could go to your friends. Before you could stay on your PS5 for like 5 hours. Alhamdulillah, very good. No one's going to say to you, your mom was there, dad was there, that's fine. No wife or nothing at all. But now you become a part of each other's lives after marrying. So you are no longer living your life for yourself alone. You are also living for your partner. When you go out, make sure take your wife out. When you're going to plan for Umrah, don't go to Umrah on your own. Oh, I'm going with the boys, Imam Sahab. What about your wife? You're supposed to be going. Your wife should be your best friend. Oh no, but they're my friends. Yeah, your wife should be your friend. Qasam say, if you make your wife your best friend, I'm telling you, life is amazing. Your wife should be your best friend. Because she's always with you. You don't want to watch television without her. You don't want to go long drive without her. You don't want to go, other country without her. You love everything you love about your wife. If you make your wife your best friend, if you make your husband your best friend, how you can make them best friends? All these things what I mentioned before. And then the last one as well, the 7th one. If that's not there, you can never become best friends. Friendship, you build friendship. Friendship always built on trust. No, Imam Sahib, he has to trust me. That trust doesn't come to say. You have to build trust. You have to give her trust. You have to do things to build trust. She has to build trust. Then your friendship level starts. If there is no friendship in relationship, it's very hard. It's like two people are living in a house. Two people. They are not. Husband and wife should be friends. If they are not friends, life is so boring. Itno putta fir romance start hota. From friendship. Then you love each other. This is where love comes. Friendship creates that love. If there is no friendship, I'm telling you, there is no love in that. There is no spark in that relationship. So decision that you would have taken independently pre-marriage, whatever decision you used to make before marriage, now have to be taken as a joint partnership. Like, I want to start this business. Oh, I want to buy this house. I want to buy this car. What do you say? Even though, let's say at the end, you both with mutual understanding, husband's going to say, no, I think this is how it should be. Wife says, no, this is how it should be. But you should go and talk to your wife. You should go and talk to your husband. Look, this is what I want to do. I want to change my job. What do you think? It's not like I've changed my job. Oh, I don't think you needed to know. What do you mean I needed to know? You change a job. You're going to someone else. What happened? God, he can think so many things. Why she left that job? Is something was happening there? What was happening there? Why my husband left the job? No, because that happened or this happened. No. Dude, you're leaving many doubts in the person's mind. I want to buy this car. I want to sell this car. I want to move to this place. You always take advice from your wife. You're not like, no, I'm a man of the house. I make decisions. Yeah, you do make decisions. But what Rasulullah says, Prophet says, the work or the job which is done by mashwara, by taking advice, there are less chances that you will be unsuccessful in that. you will be most likely you'll be successful in that. When you go and take mashwara from someone, because every person did think differently. Maybe the way you are thinking is fine, but when she's going to show you some other point, no, have you thought about this? No, I never thought about this. Have you thought about this? No, I never thought about this. That you could get trouble in that side. Oh, alhamdulillah, I got saved. But always take your wife and your husband understanding. So you have to consult with each other before making decisions. That's your new marriage life. Respect each other. You know, if you have no respect for your wife or you have no respect for your husband, that relationship cannot go far. Respect is very important. Respect is what? You talk to them nicely, no screaming, and whenever you fight, make sure there is no foul language. There is no foul language. Sit down with her, sit down with him, and tell her or tell him that, look, I'm here to solve the problem. I know we are having arguments, but respectfully we're gonna solve this problem. I don't want you to scream. I don't want you to use foul language. If you do, I'm gonna open the door and I'm gonna leave. And blame yourself if I don't come back to sort the problem out. And don't blame me. Oh no, you're running away from the situation. I'm in the situation now. I'm the one who got you here. Now I don't want you to raise your voice. I don't want you to start swearing and talking about my family and this and that. And same goes with you as well. No, don't you say anything about my mom. But teri maa hai anje. If you're not gonna respect her mother, or you're not gonna respect his mother or his parents, you really think he's gonna say something good about your parents? You're never gonna say good about your parents. Even though they love your parents, they're gonna say, now I'm gonna take revenge as well. Respect each other. Respect is very important. You know, husband's respect is made by wife. Wife's respect is made by husband. If husband does not respect his wife, his family is never gonna respect that girl. If wife is not gonna respect her husband, her family is never gonna respect this person. They're never gonna respect the man. He is never gonna respect her. She's never gonna respect him. This is when the family break. Now, after that, what's gonna happen? Now, when fight's gonna happen? Now, who you gonna go to to sort the problems out? Of course, you're gonna go to your family. Your families already don't respect you. They're gonna say, you know, your husband was like that anyway. Your wife was like that anyway. No wonder why you both are separating. Why? Because he was not respecting her. She was not respecting both of them, not respecting each other. This is when fight was starting, and family are not good to solve the problem out. Why? Because they already think you both don't respect each other. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give tawfiq to truly understand the Sharia and the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Through Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we can learn so much, but we do not want to read the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I always say, you don't have to go and read the whole book of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Write down in Google, write patience through life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Marriage counseling through the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anxiety, how Rasulullah dealt with anxiety, how Rasulullah dealt with depression. Then all the Badr will come up, Uhud will come up when his uncle was martyred in that place. How to deal with death, your loved ones. Then the Badr will come up when Rasulullah won that battle, and he came home and he found out his daughter died. Ruqayya Ghaliban radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Hazrat Usman radiyallahu ta'ala anha's wife, she died. How he dealt with the situation. All these things you can learn from Rasulullah's life. And they are the best examples we have. Best examples. But the only thing is we don't want to learn, or maybe we cannot grasp that knowledge which is there, or we cannot take the lessons out. For that, you just attend some lectures where they are gonna give you some guidance about future, or what you are going to do in future. But you are already in that situation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to understand our deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to truly grasp the knowledge of the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to truly understand the knowledge of Quran. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. جزاك الله خير.